Here we are, the Racing Pals pre-season. Green flags are out, we're away. Good start for everyone. There's a bit of contact, everyone seems to get through the first corner cleanly. Small gap as Deep Cut goes wide. Darker seizes the opportunity to guard the inside. Bongus goes across the last bit of the chicane. That opens up the gap for Bartleby, who tries round the outside of the last corner. They're neck and neck as they come across the timing line under BMW bridge. Bartleby is ahead. Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, back to the Racing Pals GT3 Series 2 in Assetto Corsa Competizione with me, Husky, here at the Brands Hatch circuit where we will be kicking the season off this year. Last season we saw the move to run 2 driver categories. This season we are actually switching to 3 driver categories in the end now. The same rules will still apply with the qualifying and the race. A 15-minute qualifying, which will then be partnered by a 1-hour race with a mandatory pit stop for tyres. Fueling is allowed, however, it is not a requirement. The weather will be variable with a ×2 time acceleration, with the point system being 14 for first, 11 for second, 9 for third, 7 for fourth, 6 for fifth, 5 for sixth, 4 for 7th, 3 for 8th, 2 for 9th, and 1 for 10th place. The driver categories are now split into 3. This is to make room for 3 championship fights and also for 3 as closely matched splits as we can get, with the platinum drivers being what are overtaking the pros from the last season, the silver drivers, which is in the mid-ground, and the bronze drivers, which are for the more beginner drivers or for people who not really understand on how to explain it really. Not for drivers that are slower, but just is used to sort of split the drivers into groups of where they can drive the closest and the best racing that they can. We are in free practice at this current moment in time with the Brands Hatch circuit. We are following Nathan Vangelo once again, the number 21 car for Torn Racing in the McLaren 720S GT3, the dark grey and red monster sponsored livery with a lot more sponsorship all over it as well. And I thought that since we have 10 minutes to talk about last season and where we were, we would have a sort of go back down through last season more than anything else, with the champions of the last season. So the Pro Championship last season was taken by Pierre Moreno, the Spectre Racing Porsche. See if we can grab Pierre Moreno on the outlap. Here he is. Mr. Pierre Moreno took the Drivers' Championship last season. Strong from beginning to end, but having Eat Magash, who I'm not 100% sure if he's on the grid tonight. I don't believe he is. Having had Eat Magash pulling and really chomping at his heels throughout the season as well. Ending up in second was Eat Magash with a 13-point difference. In third place, having not found his footing extremely quickly, was Ed Costetta, the currently driving the Ferrari, the E2MB number 75 blue and orange machine. Last season he was in the McLaren 720S. He came in tied first place with himself and Monicelli. It was a very, very tight battle between these two, really. They came tied. Tied first place in the end, and that was just very, very good racing to see from the two drivers. Monticelli was in the Lexus for that season as well. And then if we switch over to the AM standings, some of these drivers have moved back up to silver. I know 3 of them that have. Winning the AM standings last season was, and I'll see if I can find him, if he's in the server. It doesn't look like it. No, I can't see him in the server unless I'm being blind. But winning the AM standings last season was Mr. Mike Hutchins with 60 points. A 5-point gap between himself and Trainboy 2005, who came in for second. Trainboy 2005 running in silver category this year based on his performances last season, along with the lap times he had set as well, which is something I will quickly have a note about. The splits have been done in 2 ways. Firstly, we asked drivers to submit lap times around Barcelona with a set condition to gain their split. We also took into account their previous season performance as well. This was to alleviate that some drivers might not have been very strong around Barcelona. So this is just one way that we're making sure that we can keep the racing close and competitive throughout the entire season. Quite a few drivers really in the different one. I'm going to quickly try and find my button to... There it is. There used to be one. Review. We can't really see that now. So what I'm going to quickly do actually is throw on the timetable so we can go through who's on what. 36 drivers signed up this season. And you can see that the splits are done as follows. The white for the platinum drivers, the silver for the silver drivers, and the red for the bronze drivers. That'll be something to make sure you keep your eye open for throughout the race weekend, really. That's had a bit of an unhappy there. So yeah, you can see quite a few really differences in the drivers as well. This is just practice with just under 6 minutes remaining of the session. We'll be with it once again to get all the action from the first round at Brands Hatch. I'm also juggling a second screen today as well. So that's something that isn't helping me overly. Right now, juggling a second screen. I'm used to one screen normally, so it's quite fun. Now we're with Kyle Cook. Someone goes absolutely flying behind Cook there. I don't know if we just saw that. Kyle Cook for the Bologna outfit, finishing in tied 5th last season with Jürgens Uscheisen also on the grid once again. I think he's in platinum as well. I will find out probably later on when he sets a lap. Here he is, Mr. Brad Innergroove on the move. It's Hoove. Brad Hoover, once again in the Yukon Mercedes AMG GT3, the number 11 machine. I believe he's running the non-Evo version, but I could be wrong. I'll have to ask him about that one as at the end of the race or when I next speak to him. Currently running 9th in the practice session with a 129.16. The game is really not enjoying that. Here we are with Frederick Schublem, the race time / Oink Motorsport machine, the number 951, sorry. Shoblum came tied 8th in the championship in Pro last season with a score of 23 points, putting him in tied 8th alongside Vingus McBongus. He's currently running in 18th. As it currently stands, currently running in 18th with a 133.069, so I don't think he's put in an overly competitive time yet. Drivers might be focusing more on their race or more on just getting settled into the qualifying session itself. Quite a few drivers actually on an outlap. Let's jump on with Paolo Angel, or Angle. Probably, I'm going to say Angel. I will ask him later on what the pronunciation is, just so then I know for myself. He's on his first lap. Oh. ACC has just had a massive hang. Okay, there we go. Don't know what that was. But whatever it was, that didn't have fun. Okay, so now we are on board with Ed Costetta, currently running in 4th with 126.7. Let's see if we can get a different on board. There we go. We'll jump on this camera with Ed Costetta. Quite a lot of traffic ahead. Oh, number 32 car. Number 32 Audi just there going round. They've had a crash. Ed Costetta just had a crash with a number 32 Audi of William Utrainen. Then on 32 Skechers machine, let's jump with our current pole sitter, Dave Koleskow. In a Bentley this season. Actually, he's got Angel behind him, Angel ahead of him as well, I believe that is there. The black and green machine. My broadcast overlay has just crashed, so that's brilliant. So we're going to sit on board with Dave Koleskow there. So let's see, as the session has ended and ACC's just closed itself. So we're going to quickly just jump into an intermission while I relaunch ACC. There was just a bit of a hang there, and for some reason it just closed itself out, so I'm just going to quickly jump into an intermission and fix it over. The qualifying was just coming to a start once we had all the drivers through, so we're just getting ACC back up once again. Waiting now for ACC to jump itself back on so I can just quickly jump back on the server. I'm not too interested in Fmod, please, game. Thank you for the offer of that. So we're just jumping back onto the server there. I'm not sure why ACC just decided it wanted to crash itself. However, we are quickly back in. 30 drivers on the grid for today's race, I've just seen as well. So that is a very good turnout of drivers for today. 36 signed up, 30 on the grid. So yeah, that's a very good amount, actually, for today's race. 36 drivers. So qualifying is just underway now. So we're going to jump on with let's see who's leaving the pits. That'll do. So once we get back, we are jumping out with deep cuts as we jump back just to the live scene. There we go. So now we're back. We've got deep cuts, who we are with here for his lap. See how he does deep cuts in the silver class, number 28. I don't know, racing machine there in that very striking color scheme, really, of white, mint, different shades of mint to green and black. Black being quite difficult to get to work on cars in ACC, and you can see it's not really fully black. At least I don't think it looks fully black. It looks more on the darker side of grey, which normally works better for the cars in ACC as well. But we'll have to see. Some drivers already on their flyer. Here is Ed Costetta. We're now on board with Ed Costetta. Actually, he has Kyle Cook ahead of him as well. Both driving Ferraris. Kyle Cook moves over to the side. I think that is. I could see that. Yeah, very much so. Kyle Cook moving over to the side, letting Ed Costetta through, who is on a flying lap. The first laps aren't coming in really yet. Ed Costetta looks like he might get the first lap out. I think it's at Bongus, actually a bit further up the road. I think he'll get his lap in first. So we'll have to see where the lap times come, because Ed Costetta comes across the line for his first lap. So Bingus Bongus does set the first lap with 124.543. Ed Costetta comes through with 124.099. Let's jump back now to Mr. Pierre Moreno as we get back on board with Pierre Moreno now. He's just coming into sector 3. He got the right hander up the top of the hill. We will run another lap with Pierre Moreno just as a sort of look at where really how the track goes. It's quite an undulating track, Brands Hatch, as you can see. Pierre Moreno coming around the final corner. Quite easy, I've been told, to get the back out and drift, or even just understeer off into the sand trap. So Pierre Moreno coming through across the line. Is he going to beat Ed Costetta's time? Yes, he is, a 124.024. So now with Pierre Moreno, turn 1, you've got that long downhill. It's not very far between the edge of the road and the gravel either. You've got turn 2, also Druids. Go all the way around, and then you come back. Another downhill with a slight left kink into a full left turn. Again, not far between the gravel and an off track either. Then you have the next long left-hander that also starts going uphill, comes off camber, then back on camber, and then flattens out a bit more. You then have this weird bit of gravel difference, and then you go back down now into the forest section, under the bridge. Bit of a straight, and you've got the right-hander. Pretty much crucial to get the braking right, because once again, with anything on this track, you're not far from the wall or the grass. Another right-hander. Remember, try to hit that curb, but don't hit it too much, because it will send you off. Downhill now, a right-hand kink, once again into a full right-hander. You can get a little bit of a slide there for Pierre Moreno, who goes round. Oh, well, speaking of Monticelli, here is Monticelli. Matteo Monicelli in the number 66 Lexus. Definitely a contender to look out for this season. The start of the season, he wasn't 100% on the pace. However, he did pick up very quickly throughout the season. Also, for news, Yamik Smith, the number 7 Bentley, has put in the best time at the minute. The first 123 of the session, at 123.394. With Pierre Moreno still in second place with 124.024. And Ed Costetta following behind with 124.741. Sorry, Ed Costetta with a 124.099. Bingersfoot Bongus in fourth with 124.255. So we'll have to see here as Monicelli comes round the final corners. He's got a Brad Hoover just in front as well. Have to see as he comes down the final corner, very close to Brad Hoover there. Actually, and across the line, Monicelli goes 12th with a 125.374. Let's jump on with Yamik Smith now. Currently running first in the number 7 Bentley that you can see on screen. One of the default liveries, K-Pack Racing by Sirio Esports. Bentley being quite a popular car this season, actually. I believe there's 5 Bentleys, whereas there's only 3 Ferraris and Audis together. I believe I'll have to quickly go and grab confirmation on that one, actually, because I can't fully remember what it was, but we'll quickly go and grab the information on that, actually. Someone did sum it up earlier with the season. Also, Arnold put in earlier the current field distributions are 16 platinum drivers, 10 silver drivers, and 11 bronze drivers. So still quite a good amount of drivers in each of the split. Platinum being the most, with silver having a 10 driver split and 11 having silver having a 10 driver split and bronze having 11. Also, the cars, the Lexus being the most popular car of the season, apparently according to RaceApp, with 8 sign-ups, followed by the Aston Martin V8 with 7, the Bentley with 5, Porsche and Ferrari have 4 each, the McLaren and Audi have 3 each, the Mercedes, Lambo and Nissan only have, as it's put here by Trifonov, 1 brave soul each. So that is how many cars are on the grid for today. If anyone's interested, we have 6.5 minutes left in qualifying. Remember, I am also opening up the chat nowadays as well to have drivers come in and ask questions, have viewers and drivers really come in and ask questions. If you have a specific question you want me to put towards a specific driver or just whoever I interview at the end of the race, then make sure to put it in the chat. There's no guarantee that I will get around to it. However, I will try and get around to all of them, if any. So going up into second actually is this man, Dave Kolsnikow. I've probably butchered that as well. Number 167 Bentley with a 123.430. So Pierre Moreno actually down in third, keep in mind, a returning champion of last season. We'll have to see. Let's jump on with... Here's a name that I'm not familiar with. Mr. Ju Rumi. For KZO Motorsport, number 10. Lexus there. Emil Fry Motorsport. The weird part apparently about the Lexus is you can't actually make a custom livery with just the general livery editor. You just get an uneditable... Well, the Emil Fry livery there as Ju Rumi heads into the pit lane. So we will jump with... Number 6 driver, Paulo Angel, once again, 124.531 his current best time. Currently running 6th, however, keep in mind he is running first in his class for qualifying at the minute, because that's class racing. Really, you have to think about where other drivers of the class are. So on that note, I will quickly run down the top 3 of all classes as it currently stands. So for the Platinum class, it's Smith, Koleskow, and Moreno. For the Silver class, it's Angel, Train Point 2005, and Fidlak. And for the AM class, it's Rowe, Rumi, and Long. Overall, the current qualifying stands at the minute, the provisional. Keep in mind, this is just as I read them, so it might instantly get wrong. I'll go through the top 20. So those are the ones that I can fully see. Is Smith, Koleskow, Moreno, Bingus McBongus, Castetta, Angel, Alex, Monticelli, Cook, Rowe, Trainboy 2005, Rumi, Fidlak, Burning, Deep Cuts, Trifonov, Ushaisen, Arnold, Udadorp, and Angel, with Liggins, Medeiros, and Long in 21st and 23rd, respectively. Let's now see what we're going to find. Let's jump with Jürgens Ushaisen, Cookie No Livery Keck. Let's jump with this onboard camera. He's only just come through the end of Sector 1 now. You can see there's quite a bit of traffic, actually. A lot of Aston Martins together. Someone's gone off in the grass ahead. Quite a lot of spray there. I'm not sure who that was 100%. However, there is 3 minutes 20 seconds left. There is a yellow flag in qualifying. Also a blue flag. I think that might be for deep cuts ahead. Cookie grabs the grass on the outside of the long right-hander after the for a straight, so he slips past deep cuts as well. It's the number 32 Audi ahead, I believe that is the number 32 machine of William Ucha-Einen. Someone else takes a little bit of a go into the grass there as well. Around the final corner for Cookie, or Jürgens Ushaisen, as he's also known. Along the start-finish straight, is he going to improve? Yes, goes up to P8 with a 124.609. Which is a very good lap. In the scheme of things, he has 3 attempts to make up between himself and Paulo Alex, number 48 car. 6 laps in for Jürgens Ushaisen, 5 laps for our current provisional poleman, 6 laps for second and third, 8 laps for Bogus Ed Castetta, heading up into 4th place with a 123.646. Is there anyone we can grab that has just started that lap? Let's jump with Ed Castetta here, coming out of Druids now. You can just see sort of... Oh, and Ed Castetta heads into the pit, so we'll jump with Alex Paulo there for Gardziza Esports. Very bright looking livery there, actually, number 48 machine. Currently running P7 with a 124.162. About a 10th, just under, to make up between himself and Paulo Angel. Paulo Angel only has a bit of time, really, to make up between himself and Fingers at Bongus. A 27 through the first split for Paulo Angel. Alex, I'm not 100% sure because it hasn't told me. However, his personal best was a 27.3 through the first sector, a 21.6 through the 21.7 through the second, and 21.7 through the third as well. So we'll see how he comes along as he comes up to the start-finish line under the bridge, around the final corner. We'll have a look, going out wide and then cutting back in tight. That seems to be the preferred line. We'll see as he comes across the line, a 124.039. So it is an improvement, but it's not enough to grab the next position up as he takes a head off into the first corner. And someone as they're finishing that lap. Let's snag... Can't snag Mr. Bingers at bonus. Let's snag back Pierre Moreno here, coming now around one more corner to the end, under the bridge once again. Around the final corner, we'll jump on board, heading into the pit lane. So that is the end of qualifying. There, so we're going to jump now to the static camera, as I normally do. Take a watch for the drivers coming across the start-finish line here. So there goes some more drivers. Dave Koleskow as well, the number 167 Bentley took the lead as well for 123.238. Yannick Smith currently running a 123.394. Pierre Moreno putting in his best lap of a 123.598 as well. Faster through Sector 1, but trailing through Sector 2 and 3. Dave Koleskow was actually faster through Sector 1, faster through Sector 2, and faster through Sector 3, but only by a tenth. Or just around a tenth, really. We'll have a look now as the rest of the drivers come across the start-finish line. Most drivers are finished, so I will give the provisional now. Unless anyone else is coming around, we'll have a look. Yeah, another driver just coming up there. We'll wait until everyone's gone across the grid. That was... And there we go, across the line for everyone. So, your qualifying is Dave Koleskow in first, with Yannick Smith in second, Pierre Moreno in third, Ed Costetta in fourth. In fifth was Bingus Longus. In sixth, first for the Silvers, was Paolo Alex. In eighth, sorry, Paolo Angel. In seventh was Paolo Alex. In 8th is Ushaizen. In 9th is Marcelli. In 10th is Fidlak. In 11th is Alderdorp. In 12th is Cook. 13th is Deep Cuts. 14th is Shoblam. 15th is Rowe. 16th is Trainboy 2005. 17th is Ian Arnold. 18th is Rumi. 19th is Burning. 20th is Trifonov. 21st is Angel. 22nd is Medeiros. 23rd is Liggins. 24th is Toby Long. 25th is Ultra Einen. 26th is Hooven and Groove on the move. 27th is Gottlieb. 28th is Treasure. 29th is Van Gelru. And 30th is Phillips. So quite a diverse grid of cars actually for today's race. When you look at it, you see we've got a Bentley first and second. You have Pierre Moreno there in the Spectre racing car. Ed Costetta in this blue. Is that blue or is that purple? Blue and orange Ferrari. Then you have another Bentley, number 8 machine. 2 Bentleys actually. You have Lexus. Then you have Ushaizen there. You have Monticelli. The Audi, the highest placed Audi actually, number 206, that's Fidlak. And yeah, quite a diverse grid of cars really, quite a diverse set of liveries as well. Quite a lot of drivers seeming to make their own liveries this season, which is lovely to see. It's just, it adds an extra level of personality. You see the QP machine here driven by William Treasure, the number 500 car, the only Nissan signed up for the season, so we'll see how he gets along with it as well. You also see Hooven and Groove on the move with the loss of his gnome thing, whatever it's called. I can't remember. You have this as well, very brightly covered livery for the 71 car for Sportify. It is just very nice to see. So we are getting ready now for the start of the race. Getting ready for the formation lap. So keep in mind there'll be a formation lap for where drivers will be able to warm their tyres up, warm their brakes up, get all their final race preparations underway and ready. It also gives them their final opportunity to have a relax, really, until the start of the race. We'll see, 10 seconds now to the start of the race. Have a look there, you see Koleskow go off as well, followed by Yannick Smith and Pierre Moreno, and now the rest of the drivers coming off. We're following on with Matteo Monticelli. There you can see the camera's trying to snap to find him. 9th place for Matteo Monticelli. in the Lexus with Feidlak behind and Ushaizen ahead as well. You can see just how many drivers really are here today. It's going to be a very very wide race, I feel, into turn one. But that's always something that we do like to see. In reality, we do like to see drivers getting very close together, especially at the start of the race. However, the first corner at Brands Hatch, notoriously difficult, actually. Yeah, it is going to be very good just to see how the drivers come along. Their first real showing. They really one pit stop is required. There is someone stopped there. I think that's Kyle Cook. Kyle Cook meant to be in 12th behind Udorp as he accelerates away there. Not sure why he went for a stop. However, he is back up now, I think, behind Udorp. No, Udorp's a couple of corners ahead of Kyle Cook. Kyle Cook just getting past the deep cuts, I think that is. There is Udorp now, so Kyle Cook is back in the right place. There, 1 hour of flat racing. The track condition is fast. Not optimum yet. The weather looks clear as well. So we'll see now as the drivers get ready to line back up in single file. Here we are following Cookie No Livery Racing Keck, Jürgens Ushaizen, the number 12 car. We will have a look now as we're getting ready to go green. Remember, the first corner going to be very difficult to get right. Here we go, green, green, green. Cars will be up to 70 kilometers an hour as we get ready to go across the line. And we are away. The engines start roaring now as we're here racing at Brands Hatch for the first race of the season. You can see just how many cars are getting so close to each other. It looks clean there throughout the pack. Pierre Moreno already making the move up to first place around Druids as well. So Pierre Moreno starting in third on the grid has already made moves into first. Probably a very good start there for the returning defending champion Pierre Moreno. We're with Jürgens Ushaizen, who's currently being attacked by, I think that's Feidlak, the number 206 Audi. The timing display has a little bit of a wiggle around while it figures out who's where off at the start. So Ushaizen, I think, has held position. Pierre Moreno also battling up the front with the pole sitter, sorry, not Lena now. David Koleskow and Ed Costetta also jumped up to third place, jumping Yamik Smith in this first lap as well. I think as well, my readout of what the game calls race incidents really hasn't really been that bad. A few people, I think, getting nudges with each other. Here's deep cuts as he takes out the rear of Uderdorp there around the final corner. Absolutely clatters it, and there is a massive crash. Trainboy 2005's round. I think that's Schoblem also taking contact. There's someone else around as well. That's number 81 machine. The number 32 car of Vilchainen as well is round. There is heavy damage to the front of Deep Cut's car there. We just caught that. Now we're with Gons, Rob Phillips, as he's attacking Brad Hoovengroove on the move. You can also see Liggins ahead facing Trainboy 2005. I'm not sure why that hasn't fully updated. That is Liggins, number 808 car. He has got past Trainboy 2005. Rob Phillips defending from Brad in a Hoove on the groove. It's Hoove, who also has Gottlieb behind as well. Number 36 machine there, you can see. Trainboy 2005 getting the attack as well. Now you can see Rob Phillips up the rear of that Bentley. It's a number 8 Bentley. I'm not sure why that is. Here's Pierre Moreno now. You can see the intermediates behind as well. Pierre Moreno just under half a tenth separating himself from Koleskau. Very close between the two drivers there as they now head through the first corner. You just see the speed that both cars are carrying. The Porsche sometimes a bit skiddy on curbs from what I've heard. However, seeming to hold up quite well for Pierre Moreno. We're now jumping with Paolo Angel, who's chasing the back of Monticelli. Monticelli coming quite high up last season. As well, so here we see Monticelli the car ahead. You can also see Feidlak ahead as well, who's chasing the back of Cookie. Very good to see as they now head into Sector 2. So here we go, back down the long Forest Straight. There will be slipstream for Feidlak, also for Monticelli, maybe for Angel as well. The number 88 Bentley there that we are focused on right now. We will have to see. In other news, Deep Cuts has headed into the pits as well, so that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Now we're back with David Kolesnikau as well, the number 167 Bentley, a very bright design actually, very nice looking triangle design on that Bentley. He is chasing the rear of Pierre Moreno, 3 tenths separating the leader from second place. Remember, Kolesnikau started first on the grid. Pierre Moreno got a very good start and very good jump into the first corner on the first lap, and it does look like that gap is starting to get closer as the time goes on. We're only 5 minutes into the first race. Also further back, Toby Long was right up the rear of Rob Phillips. However, that gap has dropped back down now to 4 tenths as well. So here we see Dave Koleskau getting very close there. You can see the Constantina effect, which is in the real world why traffic snakes happens, as Pierre Moreno goes onto the grass. They're side by side. The move for first place has been made. Dave Koleskau is now in the lead, but Pierre Moreno will be fighting back. You can also see Ed Costetta starting to get in on the action as well. So you have Kolesnikau in the Bentley in front, Pierre Moreno, the car in the middle, and Ed Costetta, the car in the rear. As well, you can see Yannick Smith, in the background as well, just trying to catch up. However, the gap between himself and Ed Costetta is 1.2 seconds now at the final lap. The gap between first and third only sitting at just under a second as well. So it's very compact between the top 3. We'll have to see how this goes as I'm being told to move back down. Aaron Feidlak is now trying to make the move on Jürgen Zuscheisen into Druids. Monticelli goes deep. Very deep, actually, as well. Doesn't lose the position to Angel. However, it was close. So here we see Feidlak trying to chase the rear of Jürgen Zuscheisen. We're now jumping back with Liggins. He's got another Angel behind, the number 33 machine. He's also got Schoblem ahead there in the grey race time Oink Racing Porsche. So very compact together, actually. I'll have to see how it goes as now they head onto the forest bit. You can see just the bump there is as you head up that hill. You want to make sure that you're not losing the back of the car, really, because it can happen. So here we see Terry Liggins. We see the train of 3 cars really going around the uphill right-hander. Then there'll be another right-hander. How much curb are they going to take? You can see quite a bit of curb being taken by the Porsches. Couldn't quite see what Angel behind was doing. However, I'm going to guess that it was maybe some curb. Quite a lot of curb there for Liggins. As Schoblem goes round, clicks Liggins as well. Liggins goes off. Very big collision there with the wall. Schoblem just went round. And sadly, I think he might have been a passenger in that collision. Oh, a bit of a touchy rejoin there Brad Hoover has to take evasive action. The car in front of Brad Hoover as well had to take a bit of evasive action too. So that was definitely maybe a bad rejoin on Shoblam's part. Liggins has jumped into the pits already. I think that might be his race over. Liggins got the faster line through that right-hander onto the entrance of Sector 3. It looked like Shoblam went wide, tried to get the power back down to keep himself ahead, lost the back of the car and just went round. So definitely a very unfortunate collision. We'll have to see if there will be a steward's inquiry opened on that one at the end of the race. Keep in mind the post-race stewarding being a very good system that is employed with Racing Pals. Make sure that if anyone has not even any issues, if anyone needs clarification on an incident or just has something that they want to be looked at by the stewards, they are more than welcome to put it in the Discord through the appropriate channels, and yeah, just get a steward's verdict on it. It's very good to see that it works, and it's always impartial. Always good to know that drivers have that system in place, so then they can take any issues to the stewards if they feel like it warrants it. And then, as we are here, we're seeing Bingus McBongus on the rear of Polo Alex. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at language. 2 tenths between the two cars. You can see Alex is the number 48 Lexus ahead. The quite bright white and blue Toyota themed Lexus livery, actually. Bingus McBongus is the green number 8 machine just behind now as they head down the Forest Straight. Remember, you do have the terrain undulation. Oh, Alex goes to defend to the outside. Bingus McBongus tries to make the move to the inside. However, I don't think the space was there. They are now very close. 3 tenths separating the two drivers. We'll have to see the bent. Well, both cars can apparently attack curbs like they're not there. So we'll have to see now as Bingus McBongus right up the rear as they head around. This is where Shoblam had the issue. Bingus McBongus gets the back a bit loose. Does he hold it? Yes, he does. Back on the track. Not a lot of time lost there. Maybe a tenth, if that. So that's very good recovery skills from Bingus McBongus there. Got a little bit loose. However, he did manage to hold it. We will see as the gaps come across. As now we're back with Ed Costella, who is now chasing the rear of Pierre Moreno. Both drivers duke it out constantly and commonly in the Skip Barber series as well. And it's great to see that the skills of Ed Costella have moved over very well into the ACC world as well. He's back, bringing the fight now to the front of the grid, and Pierre Moreno as well, and you can just see that both cars look very planted as they head through the track. We'll have to keep an eye on this battle, however, as they are battling Kolesnikov there in the number 167. Bentley will be able to move ever so further ahead. The gap already 2.3 seconds between himself and Moreno. And I know Moreno, he does have speed. Last season he did prove that as well in his racing with the pit crew. He also had very much pace in the bag, and even more to give, really. And I'm sure that there will be another fight for the lead, and even then, a good fight between himself and Ed Costella. I think ahead as well, Kolesnikov actually went a bit wide. Have to see as now they head down the start-finish straight once more. The slipstream off of the two cars. Where is Ed Costella thinking of attacking? He is following the rear of Pierre Moreno so closely, as well as they head through the first corner. That compression on the springs must make the car feel very heavy, and then it will get light again as you head off as well. Just under 2 tenths separating Ed Costella from Pierre Moreno at the start finish line. We'll have to see how they go now through the corners. 3 tenths now separating the two drivers. We're going to jump now to Let's jump here. Here's William Treasure, the number 500 QP machine, chasing the rear of Medeiros, driver in the McBongus 400 about a month ago, I believe. The 4-hour Laguna Seca race, partnered with Medina, and put on a very good performance. It'll be very good. It's very good to see Medeiros in the stream, as there is Oh, that was a number 32 Audi there. That was Ultra Einen. It had already gone wide at the first corner. Treasure just took the back of him out as well. That Audi has stopped, and so too has William Treasure. I'm not sure if William Treasure's waiting for him as he heads to the pits. Now we're with Gary Rowe for Sportify Racing, number 63 machine. He is chasing the rear of Burning, and he also has Rumi apparently chasing behind as well. Jay Rumi, yes he does. I'm not sure who. That's Burning. There, the number 888 machine. Rowe's actually chasing the rear of Kyle Cook, so I don't think that's updated yet. They head across the start-finish line. Now it's updated, so Rowe's chasing the rear of Kyle Cook, as Rumi has actually apparently attacking Burning as well. I think they might have been side-by-side as they hit the start-finish line. You can also see Ian Arnold in the back there as well, in the blue Ferrari. Let's see, now we're back with Bingus McBongus against Alex. Back down the Forest Straight again, very close to the rear. Alex is just positioning that car so then Bingus McBongus can't get round. I mean, you can even see it really, how wide the Bentley is compared to the Lexus. It means you need just that bit more space to negotiate the move and get yourself round fully. Obviously, these cars having traction control, you can dip wheels onto the grass. However, it's not ideal. Head around the final corner. They are very close to each other as well up front. Ed Costello is now under pressure from Yamik Smith as well. So here we see them heading into the first corner. Let's see as Bingus McBongus tries to look around the outside. Almost tries to fake inside. It might work actually, as now they go side by side towards Druids. They are side by side. Bingus McBongus will get the inside line. Oh, it just gets cut across by Alex there. Alex just had the overlap by the tiniest of margins to hold Bingus McBongus at bay. This is great defending from Paulo Alex for Garaziza Esports, number 48 car. We're now on the rear wing for Alex, actually. As you can just see how close Bingus McBongus is getting around the corners. We'll see if he edges closer and closer and closer and closer as they head down the Forest Straight. Yes, they do. You can just see how close Bingus McBongus is getting to the rear of this Lexus, and it is great to see, as we're now on the bonnet camera for Bingus McBongus. Actually, you can just a lot more curb there for Alex. Bingus McBongus actually dropping back just a little bit. Over to see now as they head around the final corner. 3/10 separating the two drivers at the last timing line. You just hear the tyres just screaming as they get pushed through the corners. Remember, 3/10 separating them. We'll have a look again. Bingus McBongus might be a bit too far behind. Yep, still 3/10 separating the two drivers. So the gap hasn't extended or gotten closer, but now it looks very much closer here as they head up towards Druids once again. Bingus McBongus not taking a move up the inside. Alex actually extending out a little bit into the middle of the track. However, holding it for now. Very good defending there from Alex, holding Bingus McBongus at bay. Now we're with you, Rumi, for KZO Motorsport, number 10 machine. He is chasing Kyle Cook as Gary Rowe ahead in that Aston Martin has negotiated Kyle Cook as well, number 24 Bologna Ferrari. However, Ian Arnold's also getting in the mix. Keep in mind, this is just a battle for race position we're watching right now as Ian Arnold heads up the inside at turn 3. Very good move there for Ian Arnold. Jeremy almost having a look round into turn 4. However, it is not to be at this current moment in time. Here is Ed Costello. Now they're having to negotiate lap traffic as well. That looks like a Gottlieb Lexus there as he heads wide at the final corner. Lets all the drivers through. This has, however, bunched Pierre Moreno up against Ed Costello, who moves to the outside. They are now side by side through turn 1. No, Ed Costello drops back, tries to get the undercut now into Druids. Let's have a look if it's going to work. No, not yet. However, Yamik Smith is also just lurking in the background, maybe looking for an opportunity to strike. As we are now on the bonnet of Ed Costello. You can just see the rear of the number 922 Spectre Racing Porsche as well. You can also see the rear of the number 167 Bentley as they negotiate another backmarker car. Not sure who that is, but you can see the blue flags are out as they head past Forest. Pierre Moreno actually trying to get as much of the draft as possible off of deep cuts there, actually. That is deep cuts. As now they're heading through turn 5 and turn 6. Through turn 6, you can just see how much more curb that Bentley can take opposed to Ed Costetta there. Even Pierre Moreno taking quite a lot of curb through the corners. A lot of curb being taken through turn 7. Now turn 8, we'll have a look as on the brakes there. Making sure just to maybe even just let the car step out a tiny bit and get yourself round. Now through the final corner, another backmarker car there. That is Van Gelwu, the number 21 McLaren 720S. 41.5 minutes left on the clock. We are still quite away from home. However, this race has been producing some great battles throughout. As Ed Costetta goes very deep into Druids. That's going to open up the door maybe for Yamik Smith, who started in 3rd place, I believe, and is actually now in 4th. I think Yamik Smith might have some more, well, he probably does have quite a lot more fuel in the can, really. It's now just a case of getting it out and getting it ready to maybe make the move on Ed Costetta and take a 3rd place finish in the pro standings for today's race. See how close Yamik Smith is now to the rear of Ed Costetta as we're on board. We're on the bonnet of Yamik Smith. He is reeling Ed Costetta in just a tiny bit a lap by the look of it. The last lap, Yamik Smith was just a little bit slower, a 124.789 versus a 125.08. So we'll see, but now you can just see how close Yamik Smith is to Ed Costetta as he switches to the outside. Almost tries to go inside, but I think Ed Costetta was there. Yamik Smith is on the outside. Ed Costetta gets the better line into the corner, but now Yamik Smith might be able to attack into Druids. Let's have a look. No, stays behind for now. Yamik Smith was quite a margin faster than Ed Costetta that last lap. Ed Costetta a 124.5. Yamik Smith's last lap was a 123.9. So there was that very big gap in lap time. Pierre Moreno just a little bit faster. No, just a little bit slower than Ed Costetta on the last lap. Pierre Moreno 124.7. Dave Kolesny 124 flat. On the last lap. Oh look, now we are with Pierre Moreno. See how close Ed Costetta is getting to the rear of his car. However, the more that Pierre Moreno has to defend, the more that Ed Costetta can attack, and even the further away that Kolesnikov can run away, is now we're going to get some more laps in. We'll have a look at how these laps will stack up. Kolesnikov 124.2, Moreno 124.4, Costetta 124.3, and Yamik Smith 124.6. So the two cars behind, the one car behind Pierre Moreno slower than the car behind him. Ed Costetta, however, faster than the car ahead, so maybe a move will be in the cards for Ed Costetta. They head through turn 4. We're now going to jump to Justine Gottlieb, who is under attack from Burning just there. So Burning taking the move ahead for 22nd. There's quite a bit of damage actually to the front of Justine Gottlieb's car. I'm not sure what happened. However, quite a bit of damage there. Sad news, I think Deep Cuts and Trainboy 2005 were also involved in an incident. Them drivers dropping back to 28th and 29th respectively. Blue flags already out for Justin Gottlieb as Jammer gets auto-modded once again in the chat. Here is Alex Paolo. He was attacking Bingus McBongus, who's moved up to 5th, actually. Sort of in the middle of, well, very much in the middle of no man's land right now in terms of cars ahead. 17.6 seconds separating Bingus McBongus from Yamik Smith. However, only 8 tenths separating himself from Jürgen Uscheisen behind. I mean, you can see the Cookie No Livery Racing Keck machine of Uscheisen behind, the green and black livery there. So we'll have to see how this battle pans out as well for 5th place. Bingus McBongus, however, in the next split up from Jürgen Uscheisen, so it's really just for bragging rights in the race results itself. It's not for the championship position. Of bragging rights in the race all the same. So we're now going to jump with Yamik Smith, who's still chasing the rear of Ed Costetta. Now you can see the gaps have actually gotten a bit wider between the two cars. The gap is starting to get closer together as well. They head through Pierre Moreno, 2.7 seconds behind Kolesnikov. Ed Costetta 1.1 behind Pierre Moreno. We'll see how it goes again. Now Pierre Moreno 2.9 with Ed Costetta 1.1. Yamik Smith only just over half a second between them. So that's definitely a bit of a gap now starting to form up the front. We're now with Simon Angel, the number 33 Bentley there with Sportify Racing's Gary Rowe ahead as well as Simon Angel goes wide. Udadorp takes the move up the around the outside at that point as well, actually. Thank you very much. He went off track, slowed up a little bit, and Udadorp must have just thought this is Christmas. Really, for me, I'll have that perfectly, thank you. As Simon Angel's heading into the pits, we are getting ready for the first pit, for the one pit strategy of today's race. Kyle Cook heading in as well, so we'll have to look. Keep in mind there is a required pit stop in today's race, so that's something that drivers will have to remember to take. There are penalties for it. Normally the game will say that you need to take a pit stop. I'm not sure why it isn't today. That was pretty much standard during last season. The chance really of where you want to take your pit stop being very important to your race strategy and maybe even your finish. We did see it last season a couple of times as Udadorp goes very wide there at turn 5. We did see it last season with a lot of drivers having lost positions and even gained positions just based on their pit stop strategy. So while it is a lot about the racing while you're out on the track, you also have to think about your pit stop strategy as well, as that will take 30 seconds in to stop, and then who knows how long to actually get the car through the pit lane as well. Because keep in mind, depending on where you're pitting, you have to go in, drive, stop, get the engine off, drive, get the engine back on, put it in gear, and drive back out as well. At 50 kilometers an hour, I believe, is the pit lane speed. So you do lose quite a bit of time in reality between yourself and the cars around you. If you pit wrong, then that's not very helpful. In reality, here is Jürgen Uscheisen. He has Monticelli just behind. You can see we're now with Dave Kolesnikov on the dashboard camera. In fact, you can see there Dave Kolesnikov currently running in the lead, 2.7 seconds separating himself from Pierre Moreno. As well, which is very Very big gap, really. Pierre Moreno did take a lot of the races by storm last season. So we will have to see how he does throughout the season. Now, it does look like, at least without the success ballasts being applied, it does look like there's going to be some battles now as Kolesnikov heads past. I think that's Schoblum in 26. There, yep, Frederick Schoblum. So we can see now drivers are starting to pit in. Rose pitted as well. The sad part about not being able to see the pit stop strategy thing is the fact that it doesn't tell me when people have pitted. And someone else pitting in as well. Yamik Smith in the pits. We're now with Simon Angel, currently running in 19th. He has Toby Long ahead. I think Gary Rowe and Toby Long are both Sportify drivers. As you can see, the car ahead is Toby Long. And Gary Rowe was in the pits earlier, and it looked like he had the same livery. So I think that's that. Trainbow 2005 behind as well, just running off the circuit. We're now back with Pierre Moreno, who's now under attack once again by Ed Costetta. However, keep in mind, Yamik Smith and Jürgen Zuscheisen have both headed into the pits now. You can see the Oink racing car of Frederick Schoblum now ahead. He will be under blue flags. He is in 25th. However, he will be in blue flags. So he will have to cede track position to Pierre Moreno now as they head through turn 5. Now turn 6. Pierre Moreno almost looking down the inside of Schoblum there. Schoblum going wide. Now he's running side by side with Pierre Moreno. However, he's not out of the woods yet, as now he has Ed Costetta to negotiate as well, who gets past cleanly. So both drivers get past cleanly. The gap doesn't look like it extends, which sometimes can happen when you are overtaking a backmarker car. The gap is just over 4.5 tenths. As well, we'll see if any pit stops happen. Yep, Pierre Moreno heading into the pits. Ed Costetta staying out. Actually, I thought he was going to follow the rear of Pierre Moreno, but it doesn't look like he has. Actually, here we are now with Toby Long. Who is under attack by Simon Angel behind as well. You can just see Simon Angel there behind, just under 4 tenths, separating the two drivers at the last time in line. I'm sure that's going to be closer now as we head around to the start and finish straight once again. We'll have a look. Toby Long already 2 laps down, apparently. Monticelli's also headed into the pits. Toby Long with a 127.279. I believe his last lap was his pit-in lap. However, now the gap between himself and Simon Angel is just over 3.5 tenths. As now we're riding on board with Simon Angel. Let's see if we can get the second onboard camera. There we go. We're now on with the second onboard camera. And see the Bentley being right-hand drive, which is a bit uncommon for these cars, I believe. Yeah, the Aston Martin's left-hand drive. So the Bentley has the onboard camera in the other side of the car because of where the driver's sat, really. But you can just see now, just over 4.5 tenths now separating the two drivers. Bongus, Monticelli, Udadorp and Phillips have all pitted as well. I believe Phillips is in first place of the bronze standings. No, Medeiros is in first place of the AM standings right now. Had a quick look at the timetable there. As we are 21 laps in. We're now past the halfway point of the race as well. Nathan Van Gelderwe has put it in as well, I've seen. So we will have to see. We're now with Justin Gottlieb, who's under attack from Terry Liggins into turn 5. Both cars looking like they have quite a bit of damage to the front. Remember, Terry Liggins was caught up in that early race incident with Frederick Schoblum there, where Frederick Schoblum lost control of the car up at turn 7, which they're going through now. And just collected Terry Liggins at the end, which wasn't ideal. However, Terry Liggins now running in 24th. He has to make up the gap as also ahead Rob Phillips grabs a 30-second stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Probably not the best of things as Justin Gottlieb heads into the pits as well. Now we're with Paulo Alex, who's running in second place. I'm not sure if he's yet taken his pit stop. You can see ahead there's Kyle Cook as well. 27.5 minutes just over left in today's race. Alex Paulo takes a little bit of an off track there, actually. You're now heading through turn 5. You can just see that the Lexus looks very planted as it heads through the corners. Now we're with Simon Angel, the number 17 machine. He is still chasing the rear of Toby Long. Keep in mind, this is just for track position now. This isn't for championship position, as they are different split drivers. However, Simon Angel is going to want to get past Toby Long, as about 3 seconds ahead of Toby Long is Ian Arnold, who is running in third in the silver standings, I believe. I'll have to have a look now as they head through turn 1. The gap just under 4 tenths between the two drivers. I'll have a look now as they head through Phillips. It looks like Toby Long takes a tighter line as well. I'm not sure if that might be faster. It does look like the gap extends, so it might be faster. I could just be being wrong and thinking that it doesn't look all that faster. It must have been faster, because now the gap's just over 4 tenths actually between the two drivers. So we'll have a look now as they head down past turn 4, now towards turn 5. Rob Phillips, having collected that 30-second penalty, he'll have to be taking it in his pit stop. A 30-second stop go. That must have been for speeding in the pit lane, as that is a instant 30-second penalty. Also up ahead, Fidlak and Trifonov have also pitted in. So we'll see as Simon Angel gets past Toby Long there quite easily, actually, quite quickly. As well up towards turn 7, and now they're going through turn 8. So Toby Long's going to be chasing the rear of Simon Angel. Simon Angel now, not sure how far behind he is. We will have to have a look. Gary Rowe, also up ahead, has made an overtake. Well, so now 4.6 seconds separating Angel from Arnold. So that is quite a bit of a gap to make up in reality. So definitely be a push for Simon Angel now in the last 20 minutes. We're now with Kyle Cook. He's chasing Uderdorp in the Aston Martin ahead. However, he does have Kalashnikov behind as well. Kalashnikov running in second. The gap between himself and Ed Costetta apparently quite close. I can't see Ed Costetta, however. I believe Ed Costetta might have to pit still as well, so that could throw things out of whack. We'll have to have a look as Dave Klesch now runs towards turn 5, gets past Uderdorp. Uderdorp has to slow down a bit as well, which is going to open out the opportunity for Kyle Cook quite nicely. However, they will have Pierre Moreno breathing down their neck soon as well. Actually, some damage to the side of Kyle Cook's car there, you can see on the left-hand side of the vehicle. Or as he gets the back out, is he going to hold it? Oh, heads on to the left grass, heads on to the right grass, it goes straight on. He has held it, however, he now has to make sure he doesn't rejoin the track in a dangerous fashion, because Pierre Moreno is right there. Kolesnikov, 47 seconds behind Ed Costetta. However, I believe Ed Costetta still has to pit. Ed Costetta has pitted. I wasn't wrong. But Ed Costetta in the pits now, promoting Kolesnikov to the lead. Pierre Moreno running in second. The gap being 5.7 seconds. So I believe Kolesnikov might have taken the better pit strategy over Pierre Moreno, as the gap there is quite wide. Actually, 5.7 seconds. Ed Costetta grabbing a 30-second time stop go penalty. Speeding in the pit lane. Must have just been a bit too eager on the pit exit line. To put his foot down, these cars, when they're on the pit limit, and they're about 1 kilometre an hour, I think maybe 2, under the pit lane speed limit. If you do turn that limiter off at the wrong time, you are getting a penalty. There's no doubt about that, really. As now we're with Rob Phillips, who is chasing the rear of Deep Cuts. I'm not sure where Deep Cuts is, however. However, he has got a car just behind that. Simon Angel getting past under blue flags. A nice quick move over there for Rob Phillips to let Simon Angel pass. Very good to see. Probably the best place on the track to actually get blue flagged, as there is room for you to move over and it's a long enough straight so you don't make any issues. Now we're with Rumi, who is 2 tenths at the last timing line behind Alex. Alex in the blue Lexus ahead. Rumi in the Lexus, who our camera's following on the grey, blue and white Emil Fry liveried Lexus there as they head down now towards turn 5. They are quite close together. 3 tenths separating the 2 drivers. Now we'll see them head up towards turn 6. On the brakes, how much curb's going to be taken? Rumi taking a lot more curb there through turn 6. We'll have a look now as they head towards turn 7. How much curb's going to be taken? Oh, again, more from Rumi. More curb being taken there. Not sure if that might be faster. The gap is now just under 6 tenths. So some time must have been lost by Rumi between turn 4 and the timing line. I'm not sure of where. However, the track has also gotten faster as the time goes on. The weather's looking very good as well. No rain expected for the next 15 minutes. That's as far as we can see. The track temperature being 33 degrees, the ambient temperature 25 C. And the wind being 8 kilometers an hour, heading in a southeastern direction by the look of it. We'll see now 2 tenths separating Rumi from Alex Paolo there, as we get the rear camera of Alex Paolo there. We'll just see how close Rumi gets now as they head towards the straight between turn 4 and turn 5. See there, the gap now being, again, just under 6 tenths. So it looks like Rumi is actually a bit slower than Alex Paolo through the second sector. We'll get a look here. On their last lap, Alex Paolo was faster through all 3 sectors. Rumi was only a tenth slower through the first sector, and then 2 tenths through sector 2 and 3. We'll have a look now as they head across the line again. Alex Paolo, 4 tenths slower through the first sector, however, on the same pace through sector 2 and 3 as well. So definitely something interesting happening there, as there is a deep cuts being negotiated by this little train of cars. Here is Pierre Moreno, currently running in 2nd place. He's got a Trainboy 2005 to negotiate. But apparently Trainboy 2005's livery each race, is going to be a different train. Just a little bit of fun trivia there. Trainboy 2005, obviously Train Boy. His livery is going to be a different train each race, apparently. So it'll be definitely very interesting to see what his next train livery will be. So here is Trainboy 2005. You can see full steam Union Pacific. This race, we'll see what train he's repping. Next time out, I said maybe go for a London Underground train or Network Rail. However, I think he might be sticking more American with his ideas. Now we see Alex Paolo on the rear of Gary Rowe. This is for race position. This isn't for championship race position. However, you can see the Sportify car of Gary Rowe there. Oh, Alex making him go a bit wide into the first corner. And now side by side as they head towards Druids. We'll have a look. Alex Paolo gets the inside line. A beautiful shot there from the helicab. Alex there getting the move done. Getting it done very quickly, actually, and getting ahead now up into 9th place. Putting Gary Rowe down to 10th. He will have Rumi coming up behind him soon as well, with 17 minutes 50 seconds left on the clock. We are now with, well, we were with Bingus here. Bingus, we'll see how far away he is from Unique Smith across the line. 14 seconds, just under 15 seconds, really. Definitely not what he would have wanted. He would have wanted to finish on the podium. Currently running in P4, which again, not a bad start to the series. Keep in mind, there is success ballast throughout the season as well. Success ballast, while we are here talking about success ballast, actually, I will quickly make a note of what the success ballast is. So, the success ballast, the platinum and silver splits both get a success ballast. The bronze split, as was the AM split last season, don't get a success ballast. So for platinum, the first in the championship gets a 25 kilogram success ballast, second gets 15, and third gets 5. In the silver championship, first gets 15, second gets 10, and third gets 5. That 25 kilos of success ballast we saw last year in the pro class did mean that some drivers had to take riskier setup decisions just to get the extra attempts out of the car. Now we see Brad Hoover under attack by Terry Liggins as they head through the final corner. Terry Liggins in the green and purple Porsche behind Brad Hoover in the Yukon car. The I'm going to call that grey and black car just ahead. We'll see them now as they head through turn 1. They are so close together. Just under 2 tenths. We're now with Gary Rowe. We're not going to stick with that fight for now. We're going to stick with the fight of Brad Hoover and Terry Liggins. 1 tenth. It looks like the gap has extended a little bit through Druids. 15 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock. Like this fight might be a little bit done by now. Ed Costello has made the move on Gary Rowe up to 10th place. Now he's going to have to catch up to Alex ahead as well. 2.7 seconds separating the two drivers. So Ed Costello moving up. Now with Unique Smith. Inside camera, I think he's just getting a lap on someone there. Yes, he is. That's deep cuts there. So Unique Smith getting a lap on deep cuts. He'll now have a Train Boy 2005 to negotiate just ahead in that yellow liveried McLaren 720S. As he makes his moves back towards Pierre Moreno, who's currently running in seconds. 9.9 seconds separating the two drivers. Pierre Moreno, 9.1 seconds between himself and Kolesnikau. Well, so obviously very close between the two drivers. We're now back with Terry Liggins on Brad Hoover as well. Just under 4 tenths separating the two drivers through the start-finish line. We'll have a look as the lap goes on. A front engine car versus a rear engine car. Both of them quite low running as well in terms of the suspension height. We'll see here. Last lap, actually, Liggins was a little bit slower through Sector 1. Faster through Sector 2 and faster through Sector 3. However, 2 tenths slower overall on the last lap than Brad Hoover as they now run down towards turn 5. Brad Hoover's getting the inside line. I think he might hold it for now. However, it might not be long until Liggins is attacking that car as we're on the rear wing of Brad Hoover's car. 2 tenths, just under 3 tenths actually separating the two drivers. 0.277. So the gap is very close now as they head through turn 8. See how close they actually are. As Terry Liggins is definitely staking his claim. Terry Liggins in the pro category. I don't think he's in the points at the minute for his split. Brad Hoover, I think, definitely in the points right now. But here you can see the intermediate of just where they are in terms on track. They've got William Treasure ahead in 25th, will be on the blue flag. They also have a Jürgens Uscheisen, Monticelli, and Angel behind as well. Also Trifonov 1.6 behind in the Lexus. That'll be very close between the drivers here as they head through turn 4. Brad Hoover gets very loose, actually. Is he going to try to run in the slipstream of William Treasure? You can just see the Porsche slightly ahead as they head through turn 5. Terry Liggins makes the move and gets ahead. Now Brad Hoover is going to be on the attack against Terry Liggins now. Be very close to see how these drivers go as Brad Hoover goes off at turn 6, collects the wall there. Maybe a bit of break from Jürgen Uscheisen, so that is Brad Hoover collecting the wall. He did only lose 1 position to Terry Liggins, but now he's going to have Trifonov sniffing at his heels, really, as there is Trifonov. No, Trifonov did get past. I do apologize, Trifonov did get past, so Brad Hoover losing 2 positions there. 1 to someone in his split as well. Probably not the situation he would have wanted. If he had that mistake and could have kept it out the wall, it would have been, I'm going to say, the best, if the best cause, really, if he was going to have that collision anyway. However, he has lost the position as we are now with Ed Costello, who has made the move on Alex for 9th place overall. Now we're with Simon Angel, currently running in 13th. He has Ian Arnold just ahead there. You can see Ian Arnold just go past in the blue-coloured Ferrari with Pierre Moreno just behind him. You can see Ian Arnold having to go out wide, so that might give Simon Angel a bit of an advantage as they head down towards turn 1. Now we're on with Ian Arnold. You can see the rear. Also Gary Rowe getting involved against Simon Angel as well as they head through turn 1. You can see Gary Rowe in a very brightly coloured Aston Martin, actually, as they head through Druid. Simon Angel getting the inside line. Gary Rowe very close to the rear of the Bentley driven by Simon Angel, number 33 machine. Ooh, as we are now on the bonnet of Gary Rowe's car. Have a look, one of the position boards has been absolutely destroyed. Oh, the gap has extended out now with just over 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes and 5 seconds left. Gary Rowe, oh, you could hear the traction control kicking in to stop the spin. Here we are now with Pierre Moreno. We are going to now jump to Paolo Alex. 2 tenths behind, 5 tenths behind now. Only about a tenth slower in the last lap. Lost 3 tenths in the first sector. Gained 5 tenths in the second. And gained another 5 tenths in the third. So definitely stronger in that last lap in the second and third sector against Ed Costello. However, their best for Ed Costello was a 123.6, 26.9 first sector, 21.6 second and third, and Paolo Alex 27.2 first sector, 21.8 second and third. So, there is a lot of lap traffic. Brad Hoover gets a bit of a push there. There's double blue flags in that situation, actually. Kolesnikov blue flagging Alex, and Alex blue flagging Hoover and Gottlieb as well. Bit of confusion there, I feel, as Ed Costello, I think, profited out of that one, to be honest, with Alex now 2.6 seconds behind Ed Costello, where he was right up his bumper. In reality, we are now back with Simon Angel, 4 tenths separating himself from Ian Arnold. Ian Arnold only 7 tenths, sorry, just under 8 tenths, really, separating himself from Rumi. So now we're on the bumper of Ian Arnold's car. You can see that the camera is a little bit more fixed to horizon, gives us a lot more of a stable platform to watch what is happening here as they head down the start finish straight. We'll see how close they are. 3 tenths separating Ian Arnold from Rumi. Rumi getting a bit of a weird line through turn 1. However, it does look like he gets the better pickup speed up towards Druids. Now you can see Rumi is already defending the entries into a lot of the corners. Simon Angel now biting at the rear bumper of Ian Arnold's car. See how close that Bentley is getting. Ian Arnold losing some time through the second sector by the look of it. If we go on last lap pace, Ian Arnold was about 4 tenths clear of Simon Angel, who tries to go up the inside. He has a bit of a punt on the rear of Ian Arnold's car. I think that's a Yamik also peeking around as well in the other Bentley. Oh, off the track goes Simon Angel, losing a whole heap of time. He's also going to lose the position to Gary Rowe as well. We worked so hard to get past a couple of laps prior. Yamik is getting a little bit antsy there, but Ian Arnold moves over to the outside around the final corner and allows Yamik to just get right up the inside there and take the better line, really. Through the final corner now, Ian Arnold has Gary Rowe chasing the rear of him. You can also see Yamik flashing. I think that's Rumi just ahead as well, so that's another car to add to the lap list. Now we're with Feidlak, who has just made a move around Nathan Van Gelwu. Actually, I think that was. The Feidlak for Feidlak Racing. Number 206, quite a nice livery, in my opinion. Quite nice colours. That yellow, but really, the closer you get to it, it looks more gold, and the nice matte grey working on the car too. Just over 5.5 minutes left on the clock. Ed Costetta is going to be chasing the rear of Feidlak now. 2.7 seconds separating the two drivers. Now we're back with Ian Arnold, who is once again chasing Rumi. We'll see how Rumi goes. The gap between the two the last time in line was just over 2 tenths. See how it is now, just over 4 tenths really. Gary Rowe also in the midst as well. How was the last lap for the two drivers? Let's have a quick check, shall we? So the last lap for Rumi was a 128, and the last lap for Arnold was 126.6, and the last lap for Gary Rowe was even better, a 126.4. Then our last lap for Simon Angel was even better than that, a 126.1. And you can even just see Simon Angel in the rear, actually now getting ready to attack the sportified car of Gary Rowe. You can also see as well, just in the background, Uderdorp starting to get ready there for the attack. So a bit of a train starting to form. Here's Brad Groove move. He's hooving, he's grooving, he's moving. And now back with this, we're going to say 5-car battle really for 11th. In reality, it's split for... Oh, there goes Uderdorp in the background around turn 8. It doesn't look like he has to keep it. I think, in reality, yes, Rumi is running in the lead of the AM split. So, in reality, it's the AM lead split, and it's... Ooh. The battle for 4th for the silver category as well, which is currently held by Arnold. I am going to now go through the categories of where they are. So the top 3 for the pro class is Kolesnikov, Moreno and Smith. The top 3 for the silver is Ushaizen, Angel and Feidlak. And the top 3 for the AM standings is Rumi, Rowe and Trifonov. Now we're on board with Simon Angel. He is reeling in that sportified car. The number 63 machine of Gary Rowe. There's a Kyle Cook, I think that is. Who they negotiate? No, it's not. It's not Kyle Cook. I'm not sure who that is. There actually, as Gary Rowe makes a very nice move around the inside of Ian Arnold. So now Gary Rowe is going to be opened up onto the back of Rumi, who you can see just ahead, who has been held up a little bit by Nathan Van Gellu. So now Gary Rowe could be in contention for the win in the AM class with 2.5 minutes left. Nathan Van Gelwu is slightly in the way. There is contact between Gary Rowe and Rumi. Gary Rowe makes the move into the lead of the AM race now. Nathan Van Gelwu gets quite deep into the first corner. You can even see Gary Rowe, I think, getting a bit loose as well. Rumi heads up the inside at Druids now. This is the battle for the lead of the AM race. 2 minutes left. Most drivers are currently running at just about a 126, 127. So there may be 2 laps left. It all depends on the leader, how many laps left there are. Because keep in mind, this is GT racing. Once the leader crosses the line with 0 laps left, as Rumi gets a tap by Ian Arnold. Rumi does manage to hold it. However, Arnold did gain the position through turn 4, having tapped the rear left side of Rumi's car. That might put Rumi now out of contention for the race win if Gary Rowe can hold the position. Simon Angel and Rumi getting quite close to the rear as well to each other. We are with Simon Angel now on board as he chases down Rumi. Keep in mind, Ian Arnold ahead as Rumi goes deep at turn 7. Very deep there for Rumi. And actually is now going to have to renegotiate Nathan Van Gelwu. So now Simon Angel is going to have to be attacking Ian Arnold in that melee. Keep in mind, Gary Rowe gained the lead of the AM split for this race. So that, sorry, not the AM split. I'm so used to calling it the AM split. Has gained the bronze lead so far. As we are now on lap 41. The last lap for our leader. Last lap time, sorry, was a 124.909. Oh, as he gets a very big off there at turn 5, does Dave Kolesnikow. 25 seconds left on the clock. I don't think there is going to be another lap. We'll have to have a look here. No, I think this is the last lap. Actually, as he gets very out there, but 5 lap just behind, you can see he gets even more out. 11 seconds left on the clock. 9, 8. This is, I think, the final lap. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The timer's out, and now across the start-finish line to take the first win of the season, it's Dave Kolesnikow. To take the first win of the season. Now you can see the rest of the cars coming through. There goes Pierre Moreno taking second place. There's that's Kyle Cook coming through. There goes Smith, Fidlack and Alex coming through next. We're now waiting for the next set of cars. The winner of silver has yet to be decided. However, by the look of it, it is going to be Jürgen Zuscheisen as Gary Rowe comes through to take the first AM win of the season, getting side by side with his teammate there, and Ian Arnold jumps in as well. There's one thing I am going to quickly do. Or not. I was going to take a picture. What a race that was today. Drivers now heading to the pits. Jürgen Zuscheisen coming through to take 5th overall. And first in the silver category today. Monticelli coming through to take 6th. 5th in the pro category. What a race that was today. Angel comes through to take 7th or 2nd in the silver cat. There is now Ed Costetta comes through. I am just... So, your classification at the end of the race was... I'll go through the pro first. In first was Kolesnikow, followed by Moreno, Smith, Bingus Bungus, Monticelli, Costetta, Alex, Medeiros, Liggins, Schoblum, Gottlieb and Cook round up your pro category. Sorry, a platinum category. In the silver category, the win was taken by Jürgen Zuscheisen and number 12, Aston Martin, followed by Angel, Feidlach, Arnold, Angel again, Simon Angel that time, Uderdorp, Deep Cuts, and Trainboy 2005, with Vernick not finishing. And your bronze category, the win was taken by Gary Rowe, with Rumi in second, Trifonov in third, Trainboy 2005 in fourth, Hoove comes next, then Long, then Treasure, then Van Gelwoot, and Utrainen didn't finish. Your overall classification, the win was taken by Kolesnikau, followed by Moreno, Smith, Biggest Bongus, Uscheisen, Monticelli, Angel, Costetta, Feidlach, Alex, Rowe, Arnold, Simon Angel, Rumi, Medeiros, Uderdorp, Liggins, Trifonov, Shoblem, Deep Cuts, Phillips, Trainboy 2005, Hoove and the Groove on the move, Long, Treasure, Gottlieb, Cook, and Nathan Van Gelwoot, with Burning and Utrainen not finishing. Now, is that time of the day where I do summon the winning drivers to the commentary box. Once my Discord tabs back in, but what a race that was today, as we are going to get to as we snap back in there. What a race around the Brands Hatch circuit. In reality, it was one that I felt a little bit uneasy about, especially with this first corner. This first corner was very I've had very bad experiences with it in the past, and it's good to see drivers managing to get through it both cleanly and also safely with each other. Quite a lot of too wide happening there, actually. Right, so I need to put in the interview. So we have just put out the call for the post-race interviews. We'll try and see if we can get the winner of the first race, Kolesnikau, on for us, as Edgar said. It was very nice and gives us a jumping off point to take the trackside camera. It looks even better just for this, because we get a nice view up the pit lane, and we will wait and see if any drivers come to join me in the commentary booth. I only know 2 of the tags. I always wait until the drivers say they are ready for me to. That was last season's results. I'm not sure why that's still on the stream. I was waiting for the drivers to tag me and say that they are ready for an interview instead of dragging them, as quite a few drivers stay in the voice chat while racing, and the last thing that I want is to break up a conversation by dragging a driver in when they're in the middle of a conversation. So we will wait and see. Any drivers come in. Also keep in mind, I'll use this quickly as a subtle plug. You can join the Racing Pals Discord server. The link there is in the bottom left of the screen. Also remember that the replays of this race and also the races from last season, as well as the races from the Skip Barber season, are available over on my YouTube channel, Dat Husky, the same as my Twitch channel. We are working for 100 subs there, so I can just say it's, youtube.com/DatHusky. Soon, TM. Also remember that here next week will be the next round of the Skip Barber series at Red Bull Ring. And now joining me in the commentary box is Moreno, coming in second. Had a good jump off the line. How was the race from your perspective?
It was a really hectic race. I was sweating the whole way, mainly because Ed was a lot quicker than me. So I just had to defend very hard to keep it behind. But yeah, I don't think I could have caught P1 Dave. He's a new addition to the championship, and he's definitely setting the bar.
And last season you took the title in the pro category as it was. How do you think your chances are this season with the now going in with 15 kilos of ballast in the next race? Is it going to be close between you and Dave?
I would hope so, but I'm not sure. Monza, I don't know if it's particularly a Bentley track or a Porsche track. I don't think it's neither. So if he's as good as he was in this race, it's going to be very hard, I think, to catch up. I just hope I can get on the podium. That would be good. And
your last season as well, you had Ed Costetta starting off not really battling you at the start of the season, but he picked the skills up very quickly. We even said in an interview last season about the fact that Ed Costetta, if he had the skills at the start of the season last time, he would have been a threat to the championship fight. He has the skills now, and is he now a threat to the championship battle, do you think?
Oh, definitely. He is. I know also he's getting into setup, so he is also just an extremely talented driver, so there's no doubt he could get me at any opportunity where I make a mistake, and if he qualifies in front of me, I don't see how I could catch him. Unless I make some significant progress. So, yes, props to him, really. He's just outdoing himself.
Awesome. This race we also did see he did get a 30-second stop-go penalty. Did you notice that when it came up? And were you just sort of sat there, a bit of a sigh of relief, assuming as that, stop-go penalty quite hard to gain, especially after the midpoint of the race?
I think he caught that from the pits. We just had a discussion with that. I'll probably let him explain it, but I had no idea. So I just drove as fast as I could, and then when I saw that he was P8 or P9, I just kind of relaxed the pace a little bit just to make sure I don't end up damaging the car. And that was pretty much it. Really, it was just about managing the race.
Awesome. Well, I wish you the best of luck for Monza in 2 weeks' time. Is there anything you'd like to add before I let you go, Mr. Moreno?
No, just thank you again, Husky, for doing this. I'm going to watch the replay straight after this. I'm going to try and get you Smith, but I know they're not in the voice chat right now, so you probably can go straight to Cookie.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Dirk. I will drag you back up.
Cool. See you.
And now, next, he's broadcasting, so I won't bother him at the minute because he's showing the replays. Next, we will move on to... Is there a name that I recognise in here? No. Oh, as we get Sheba, who just jumped in. We'll drag in... Okay, Cookie. Hello,
Hello.
Cookie, coming first in the silver class today. How was your race? Quite a few battles I saw.
Yeah, it was quite terrifying, to be honest. It was, I think I qualified quite well, better than I expected, to be honest, based on pace in previous practice. And then it was a lot of holding people behind me, which isn't always the most fun, but I guess being able to at least pull it off and not get past is nice.
And being in the silver category, I actually wanted to ask this, and it's great that you're the first silver one in, because I'm sure that it happened quite a bit. How does your driving change when you come up on track to someone in a different category when battling them, seeming as it's not for championship, it's just a track, isn't it?
I hadn't really thought of it like that, to be honest. I mean, with bronze people, it's usually lapping them, so you are wary of how they're driving. There was one moment where I was trying to go around the outside of someone at T1, and they started understeering, so I had to back out and then go down the inside. In terms of pro drivers, not particularly, because you can kind of put yourself, you can put them between yourself and your nearest rival, which is what I think happened in the results. So I guess slightly more wary, but you kind of red mist and go for it.
And the next race at Monza, you'll have, I think, a 15-kilo success ballast with the person who finished second, Paolo Angel, with a 10-kilo. How is the Aston Martin at Monza? Have you got many laps in with it? And how will the success ballast change how you go into next weekend in 2 weeks' time?
The Aston feels all right. You've got to watch out for the oversteer on exit that causes you to just hemorrhage lap time. But I think the success ballast might hurt a little bit, to be honest. It's going to hurt a lot on this track with so many straights. But it'll be about dialing it in, making sure I really nail the exits for all the long sections. And I guess if I try and get my absolute pace high enough, it'll negate that ballast.
And going into the Silver Championship, I believe you're in the Pro Split last series. Is there anyone in your split that you're keeping an eye on that you think will be maybe not there in this race, but that you'll have to battle maybe for a championship win as the races go on?
I haven't had a proper chance to look over the results yet. I think Angel, the Bentley driver, who's also in Silver, I know he's fast because in the preseason race he finished, I think, ahead of me. So I'll definitely be watching out for him because it was kind of, we were fairly close throughout the race. But yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for coming and talking to me, Cookie. Is there anything you'd like to add before I drag you back up?
Cheers for the stream. I'm looking forward to watching this back probably either later tonight or tomorrow, yeah. Thank you very much.
I'll drag you back up. See you later, mate. So that was Jürgens Uscheisen finishing first in the Silver Split. Who are we going to drag in next, actually? There is someone I'm going to drag in next if he's in there. He's not in there, so I won't drag him. I won't drag him in because I can't. I was going to drag Ed Costetta into the channel. He did get that unlucky stop-go penalty in the race. I'm just having a quick check on the RPC's chat if there's anyone that I can remember that I need to bring in. Fidlak might be there. Ah, here's someone that I can drag in. If Discord would let me scroll, that would be. Come on, Discord. Have him. Come on. Oh. I'm going to have to do this in 2 parts. I really hope he doesn't get mad. 1, 2. Hello, Trifonov. Finishing 3rd in the bronze split. How was your race?
Oh, it was a bit of a disaster. The start was pretty hectic, and then just had to put the head down a little bit. It didn't feel like I was making up time, but then towards the end, I felt like I was actually putting some laps down. But yeah, hard to tell on that one.
Third isn't really an awful start to a season, really. Especially, I think we have drop rounds this season. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we do. How do you think your chances are for the rest of the season? Do you know where you are on pace with the other drivers?
I don't know. I'm hoping to contest the front, at least of the AM class, and then we'll go from there. I don't know. I have a couple of new tracks for me on this rotation, so I don't think I've put a single lap in at Kyalami. So if I'm going to win, I better do it before then.
Yeah, new tracks always a bit of a challenge, really, isn't it? You've got to learn sort of where your braking points are. Remind me, what car are you in this season? I think it's the Lexus.
I'm in the Lexus, yeah.
Yeah, I was correct. How does the Lexus actually perform? I've heard that it's maybe a bit more forgiving over curbs.
It seems to like the curbs. It seems to be kind of a pretty turny front engine car. Like, I don't really like the Mercedes style understeer car. Lexus seems to be a little bit more nippy than that, but it definitely eats tires.
Next week at Monza, it's a track that's very popular in the ACC public race community. I know that much. Do you have much experience there? Do you know where you're sort of wanting to be?
I put a few laps in there. That's probably. I don't know if it's my most driven track, but it's up there. So yeah, it should be a good one. I actually like Monza. Some people find it boring, but I need all the straights to relax for all the corners.
Well, I wish you luck with Monza, Trifonov. Thank you for coming and speaking to me. I'm going to drag you back up now, mate.
Awesome, good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Good luck on the next one. And that was Trifonov finishing in third of the bronze class. And I'm going to call that the stream tonight, assuming as it's getting late. My voice is starting to hurt and I have dinner downstairs. So, from me and everyone at Racing Pals, I've been Husky. That was the first round of Season 3, I believe this is, of the Racing Pals GT3 season. Thank you for watching. We will be back in 2 weeks with the GT3 cars attacking the corners and the straights of Monaco. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.